Hey folks, if you've been feeling really stressed out lately, give this class a try. When our bodies are stressed, our minds are stressed, we feel a lot more tighter and locked up and stiffer. Doing practices like this can help loosen the body, revitalize the joints, and all around help you feel better. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Jamie, and welcome to a slice of my deck in Michigan. I live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and this is going to be a 60-minute yin yoga flow for stress relief. So if you've had a day, my friend, let's meet and we will connect together and feel just a little bit better about life. So if you have any props, go ahead and grab those. How about a couple blocks? A folded blanket or a throw blanket. We're going to fold up a blanket and a bolster. If you do not have a yoga bolster, never fear, grab a couple of bed pillows or couch pillows to stack together. And if you don't have any blocks, grab some really thick books like dictionary thick or Harry Potter, something really thick, because those can make great blocks too. Just to have them by your mat nearby, just in case. You can do all of these poses without props. It's really just a personal choice, but it does feel a lot better when you use them. All right, my friends, how are we feeling out there tonight? It is 9 o'clock at night Eastern time for me. I would say we are going to connect as the sun goes down, but it's already down. Shouldn't get too much darker than this. And that looks good. Okay. All right, if you have dressed really super cozy tonight, yin class, you want kind of loose fitted clothing or at least compression, like non-compression pants if you have leggings. You can grab fuzzy socks, you can grab a tee, you can turn your lights down low, some peppermint if you have a headache. You can grab something of that, grab a little essential oil for your mat, just put it on a tissue next to your mat. All right, I'm just checking out all the last things here before we move. Okay. All right, my friends, let's meet on the mat. And just as a gentle reminder, we hold our poses for about 2 to 3 minutes, and we don't want to go into the full extension of the pose right away. We want to allow gravity to sink us down further the more we breathe and relax. You want to give about half effort in each pose. You want to take it really slow. Just make sure to really listen to your body through all these poses. We don't want to feel any sort of pain. If you feel any pain immediately, just back out of that pose. And then also just keep your senses up for minor discomfort that you might feel from stretching a new muscle. We just want to really pay attention to how we feel. I got some tunes for us. Let's see if I can turn that up a little bit. I'm keeping my bells out though, my meditation bells at the end. I'm keeping them out because it kind of gets the dogs in the neighborhoods going. All right, I'll turn that up a little bit more. Okay, my friends, let's get cozy in a banana pose or a resting pose if you'd prefer. No props, we're just gonna nice and gently lay on our backs here. And let's keep those knees bent up towards the sky first. And go ahead and inhale. Well, inhale your pelvis, just shift your pelvis slightly over towards the left, like a half inch or inch or two. And then when you're feeling ready, extend those legs long and walk those feet out over towards the right. Upper body, go ahead and bend that upper body in the position of your feet. We want to be in like a letter C pose or a banana. An option, if you'd like a little bit more, option to go ahead and place your arms overhead here, bending at the elbows. If it doesn't feel right to bend your arms here, go ahead and just leave them off to the side. Option to wrap one wrist or wrap one fingers around the wrist here. And just for a little added extra for your feet, if you'd like a little bit more, just go ahead and cross that left foot over towards your right. But if it does not feel right for you, go ahead and just find your sweet spot here. Making sure there's no compression of your hip. If you go too far, you'll feel it a little bit in your hip. So make sure to only go as far as necessary. Unclench your jaw. Relax your tongue at the bottom of your mouth. Soften your cheeks and the space between your eyebrows. And just take a moment to arrive. We've made it to yoga. If you've had a stressful day today, that's okay. This is our time together. It's our time to connect to ourselves as well and to connect to people all over the world. Really just set that to-do list down. We'll get to it later. And I like to use positive affirmations in my classes, and tonight will be a series of them. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. And we're just going to say really nice things to ourselves, remind us that we're capable of doing all the things. Constant stress and anxiety makes us forget that we aren't as capable as we are. So we'll just talk really kindly to ourselves with these positive affirmations, and then we'll have a silent meditation at the end. Option to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, or in through the nose, out through the mouth. Yogi's choice. Yin is a very deep meditative practice. We really want to focus on how we're breathing here. We want to really pay attention to how it feels as we're breathing. Just surrender to your time, to your self-care time right now. You're exactly where you need to be. One more breath here. And when you're feeling ready, go ahead, bring your legs back straight, straighten out that upper body here. And let's add a transition here before we go to our second side. We're just gonna add a wiper. Go ahead, inhale those knees, bend those knees up towards the sky. Great big inhale through the nose. Place your feet at least hip distance apart or edge of the mat. Great big inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop those knees over to the right. Inhaling back up. Drop the knees over to the left. And just go ahead and flow this out on your own, moving fast or slow. Inhaling as we go up. Exhale as we go down. Last time. And release. And from here, let's go into our banana pose on the second side. Keeping those knees bent up towards the sky, go ahead and just shift that pelvis ever so gently over towards the right. And when you're feeling ready, go ahead and extend those legs long first and gently walk them over towards the left. Upper body, we want to bend our upper body going towards our feet here like a banana or a letter C. Arms can be either down by our sides, or if you'd like a little bit more, go ahead, inhale and extend them up overhead, bending at the elbows. You can wrap your fingers around to grab your wrists, or you can, if your arms like to hold onto your opposite elbows. Just taking some time to open up that side body. And I invite you to list one thing that you're truly grateful for today, whatever it may be. Just a little slice of joy that we can recognize right in the start of our practice today. If you'd like a little bit more for your leg, you can go ahead and cross that right foot over the left. If the feet don't meet at all, that's totally fine. It's absolutely excellent. They can either meet or not. Really focus on that breath. Feel that breath moving in your body. Feel that belly rising as you inhale. And that breath traveling past your ribs and your chest and coming out the back of your throat. One more breath. And when you're feeling ready, gently go ahead and straighten your body back to the center of your mat. And from here, let's just take one great big overhead stretch here. Inhaling those arms up above your head, stretching those legs out long. You can either move organically here or put both toes together as a guide. And as we do this, let's take some really loud cleansing breaths together. Great big inhale through the nose. Loud, audible exhale, let it out. Let's go ahead and take one more. And release. And from here, we're going to come back up to seated, but go ahead and just roll over to one side of your body and gently coming up nice and slow to seated. As a rule of thumb for yin, we want to move really nice and slow through each transition. The slower, the better. If you go too fast, you might feel a little dizzy. And from here, let's go in. I'm going to cue a staggered leg position, or if you'd prefer to take a fire log position, go ahead and do so. So from our staggered leg position, just from our seated cross-legged position here, go ahead and stagger one leg in front of the other. Let's start with our left. Go ahead and stagger that left in front of the other. If you prefer to do a fire log, that is where our knees and our shins are stacked on each other with a gentle flex in the toes in both poses, with a gentle flex in the toes. For the fire log, we just go ahead and stack one shin on top of the other. That foot can be somewhere by that knee crease or on the knee, or just anywhere where your anatomy allows and it feels right for you. Or option two, the staggered leg. So from here, if it feels good just to sit up nice and tall for both poses, go ahead and stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, we're going to go ahead and exhale, bend at the hips as we exhale here. And just going as far as it feels right. We can rest on our hands, or if you have a bolster or a pillow or a block to place in front of you just for a little extra. And only give about half effort in your poses right away. Gauge how this is feeling for you. Because yin is definitely a practice of stillness, but as humans, we do feel like wiggle Wendy's sometimes. So if you do have to wiggle, you're gonna wiggle. Just be okay with that. And then just remain still as much as you can. If you're gently folded over, option to rest on your hands or on your forearms, or even stacking your wrist and going in a forward fold and resting your head on your wrist if you'd like. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I have the power within me to create the life I want. I have the power within me to create the life that I want. And go ahead and seal that with a nice, great big smile. Really believe this just for a couple minutes, just for a few minutes. We can do anything for a few moments. But if that mantra doesn't sound right for you tonight, you can always go ahead and repeat to yourself, I am safe, or simply today is going to be a good day, or tonight's going to be a good night. I have the power within me to create the life I want. One more breath here. And when you're feeling ready, if you're folded over, pressing through your hands, I can't talk tonight, pushing yourself back up really nice and slow with your hands. And go ahead and just take your hands and grab that leg that just did all the work and just extend it out long. And just go ahead and give those legs a good shake here. You can point and flex your feet here, roll your ankles if you'd like. And release. And from here, before we go to our second side, let's add a wiper. So go ahead, we're gonna bend those knees up towards the sky, feet flat on the earth, at least hip distance apart. Go ahead, roll those shoulders up and back, leaning back on our hands. Great big inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. Inhaling our knees back to center. Exhale, drop them to the left. And just go ahead and flow this out on your own, moving fast or slow. Whew. Just taking a moment to notice how things are feeling. Once more. And release. And from here, let's go into our second side with our staggered leg here, placing the right foot forward. Gentle flex in the toes. And then for the fire log, if you prefer fire log instead, just go ahead, stack that left shin or stack the right shin on top of the left with a gentle flex in the toes and placing that foot somewhere next to that knee crease or on the knee or just wherever it feels good to lay. But for both poses, if it feels good just to sit up nice and tall, go ahead and stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, we're gonna walk them fingertips forward as we gently fold at the hips and exhale. Option for a prop in front of you to rest on if you'd like. And I invite you to list one more thing that you're truly grateful for today, whatever it may be. We just want to shed a little light or bring a little light to the good things today, to the small slices of joy. Unclench your jaw. Scan your body and unclench as much as you can. Check in with your breathing. Know that you do have the power to slow your breath down. We have more control in slowing our breath down than any other aspect of life. So we really do know how this can be done. And just breathe into these tight, achy spaces of our bodies. When we experience extended times of stress, our body has a really really quick tendency to really tighten everything up. All the muscles are more tense. We feel more locked up. And gentle, subtle movements can really bring some little razzle dazzle back to the body, back to those joints. A few more breaths together. One more breath here. And when you're feeling ready, nice and slow, pushing yourself back up with your hands, coming up to center, and take that hands and grab that front leg forward. Whatever leg just did the work, just guide that forward. And from here, go ahead and just give another little shake here. Observe any sensations you might be feeling. And from here, just to go ahead and get some mind-body connection going, let's give our legs a massage. Just take your hands and just go ahead and massage those guys. Give them a little love. Once you get to the top of your hip crease, you can always go ahead and dig your thumb in there if that feels right for you. Once more. And release. And from here, if you have your blanket, go ahead and grab it. We're going to go in for a little cat-cow, but we're going to put the blanket on our knees tonight. So just go ahead and take your folded blanket to your desired height here, whatever works for you. And just place it somewhere in the middle because this is where your knees are going to rest. And when you're feeling ready, go ahead and come to all fours. Making sure our hips are in line with our knees, our shoulders are in line with our wrists. Make sure those fingers are spread nice and wide. If you feel any sort of pain in your wrist, option to come down your forearms if you'd like. But from here, just go ahead and extend one leg out long, rocking on them toes, stretching that calf out. Connecting with our breath here. And release. Go ahead and extend that opposite leg out long, rocking on them toes. Big deep breaths. And release. And from here, back to our all fours here, we're just gonna shake our, or not shake, but we're just gently gonna drop our glutes from side to side here. So go ahead and inhale. Shift those glutes to the left. Take a look to the right. Go ahead back to center. Great big inhale. Shift those glutes to the right. Take a look to the left. Exhale. And we'll just repeat this. Inhaling, shifting those glutes to the left. Looking and gazing to the right. Exhale, release. Shifting those glutes to the other side or to the right and gazing to the left. And just go ahead and flow this out on your own for just a few. Checking in with the neck, making sure you're not gazing too far. It's really the slightest of movements. Once more. And release. And from here, we're going to go into a child's pose. One of the best stress relieving poses there is, right? You can go ahead and take that blanket, fold it up, and move it to the side. And for our child's pose, option to go ahead and take a bolster if you'd like. It's your choice. If you'd like to grab all the props to support yourself here, you can go ahead and grab a bolster. And then we're just placing our big toes together, shifting our glutes back towards our heels. Option one, we can have our knees together. And if your low back is barking at you, knees together might feel a little bit nice. Or go ahead and have the knees apart. And if you just like to exhale as you fold over, you can go ahead and rest on your forearms if you'd like. Or you can come all the way down on the bolster, resting on either side of your ear. Or you can place a block or two underneath your bolster to have more of an incline here. Really just however you'd like to gauge that. And if you don't know, try it with props first. And if you're really not feeling that, then go ahead and take it without. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I choose to let go of fear and doubts and focus on my goals. I choose to let go of my fear and doubts and focus on my goals. I choose to let go of fear and doubts and focus on my goals. And it can really be the smallest of goals. It's the tiny little things that we do every day that amount to the big things of achieving our goals. Just doing one thing that we tell ourselves out of the day is achieving a goal. A lot of times we have a hard time listening to ourselves, especially when stress and anxiety are with us. But if you just complete one little task that you told your body and yourself that you would do, it is achieving a goal. Let's take one more breath here. And when you're feeling ready, nice and slow, pushing yourself back up with your hands first. Coming back up into a seated, really nice and slow. And let's go ahead and come back to that cat-cow. Just to extend our legs out again and give them a good little stretch here. So just go ahead and from our cat-cow position, pick whichever leg you'd like and extend it long, rocking on them toes, focusing on any sensations right now. And release. Go ahead and go on the opposite, or go ahead and extend the opposite leg long. And release. And from here, let's go into a forward fold. Go ahead and grab your blanket, and we're going to take that blanket to sit on. Grab him first. Just go ahead and fold it, put it at any height that you desire here. And then grabbing our bolster if you'd like, or a pillow. And we are just going to go ahead and extend those legs long first. And then with your bolster, there's many different things we can do here. One of them is we can just place our bolster in our lap and gently fold over it if we'd like. Or option two, you can go ahead and stand it up in a vertical position and hang on to it on each side of your hands if you'd like. But for our legs, you can go ahead and extend them long with a gentle flex in the toes and be mindful of the back of the knees. If you'd like a little extra comfort, option to place a block underneath your extended knees or even a pillow. It all of a sudden got windy out here. Actually, one couch pillow works for both of these, both my knees right now. Just offering a little extra bend there. Just make sure that those toes are pointed up towards the sky. And forward fold, either a little or a lot, just wherever your sweet spot is. Unclench your jaw. Those feet can be together or they can be wide. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, the universe always provides everything I need. The universe always provides everything I need. And seal that with a great big smile. Just put that out in the universe today. Check in with your breath. We can always feel it more if we're folded over. The universe always provides everything I need. One more breath. And when you're feeling ready, nice and gently pushing yourself back up to seated. Taking any props and moving them out of the way. And let's meet on our backs for a nice happy baby transition. Coming down to lay nice and slow with those knees pointed up towards the sky. And when you're feeling ready here, let's do a little wind pose. Inhale those knees up towards your chest. Option to stay still, or you can rock a little bit from side to side. Just getting any more tension out of that low spine here. And when you're feeling ready, you're going to go ahead, just for happy baby transition, go ahead, gentle flexing those toes and inhaling those soles of the feet up towards the sky. Keep those knees bent, and those knees are going in the direction of your armpits. Option to take your hands and just grab behind your thighs if you'd like, or grab behind your calves, or you can go ahead and grab your ankles, or 3 different positions on the toes. You can go ahead and grab your inner arches if you'd like, your outer arches, or go ahead and use your 2 peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Big deep cleansing breaths here. It's a big hip opener. Just for a couple breaths. Option to remain here, or if you'd like just a little bit extra, you can go ahead and gently straighten one leg at a time. Nice and slow, staying for a breath or 2. Or you can do both legs at the same time, whatever your comfort zone is. And exhale, release, bringing the soles of the feet together to be in a butterfly position and just letting go, your hands letting go of your feet here. And release. Whew. And from here, let's go ahead and add another wiper here. With those knees bent up towards the sky, feet are at least hip distance apart or outer edge of your mat. Great big inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop those knees to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, drop the knees to the left. And just go ahead and flow this out on your own, moving fast or slow. Once more. And release. And from here, go ahead and gently roll to your belly. And we will find ourselves in a Sphinx pose. for just a few moments. From our being on our belly position, go ahead and move your elbows in as close to your body as comfortable. The closer they're in, the more intense it will be. And a number of ways you can place your palms. Go ahead and you can place them together in prayer position if you'd like, or you can root them to the earth like the number 11. Or you can even do elbows to elbows if you'd like. We really just want our chest nice and lifted here. We want our ears above our shoulders. We don't want our ears to be sinking down. Our lower body, go ahead and notice if you're clenching anywhere, especially your glutes. And just take notice of that. Feet are nice and wide. If this pose is just not right for you at all, go ahead and just stack your hands and rest your forehead and we'll be right there. Just notice your belly connected to the earth right now and how that feels. We can really feel our breaths a lot better this way. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I take things one day at a time. I take things one day at a time. If you'd like a little added extra for your neck, option to go ahead, chin to chest, and let that neck hang. Only if the neck allows. Few more breath cycles here. One more breath. And when you're feeling ready, go ahead and gently stack those hands and meet your forehead. Just take a load off here. And when you're feeling ready, go ahead. We're just going to rock and shake our hips from side to side. Rocking from side to side here. Unclenching your jaw. Putting a great big smile on your face because sometimes this just feels fun and cool. And it can really help us emotionally and physically. Keep rocking. Once more. And release. And from here, one more transition before we go into our final Shavasana. Let's add a wiper here. Go ahead and just bend the knees, soles of the feet up towards the sky. Great big inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop those feet over to the right. Inhaling back up. Exhale, drop the feet over to the left. And they're only going to go as far as the anatomy allows here. And just go ahead and flow this out on your own, moving fast or slow. Once more. And release. And from here, let's cozy up for our final Shavasana. We can take that any way that we would like. If you have your blanket, go ahead and wrap up with that. You can take it laying down on your bolster if you'd like in a resting pose. Or you can take it seated, or you can also take it in a fetal position as well. So many options. Going through them in my head right now, and I can barely decide. All right. We just want to allow this next few minutes for our bodies to absorb everything that it just did. Option to let go of that meditative breath or stick with it, yogi's choice. And only as an option, if you'd like to repeat to yourself, all is well in my world and I am safe. All is well in my world and I am safe. You can go ahead and start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring any last little minute movement into the body. And if you're laying down, go ahead and come up into a seated position to seal out our practice together. And from our seated position, go ahead, inhale those arms up, take in all the good energy we just created. Exhale down, leave behind what you no longer need today. And again, inhaling arms up, fingertips to touch. And go ahead and roll your wrists in one direction on the way down. Last time, inhaling arms up. And go ahead and roll your wrist in the opposite direction on the way down. Placing our hands together in prayer position in front of the heart space. Give gratitude to yourself first and to your practice. I'd like to thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your practice with me. Let's take one last cleansing breath together. Big inhale through the nose. Loud, audible exhale, let it out. May you be well, may you be safe, may you be at peace. Namaste.